Okay, this is about data process shape. Okay, see, display name, like it's optional. If you are giving any display name, that name will be taken. If not, it is like data process only.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
display name is always optional in all the shapes. So whatever shape you are adding in Dell Boomi, the display name is always optional. If you are giving any name, particular name, that name will be displayed. Okay. If
Okay.
not, the whatever the shape name is there, that I mean that is what no default value will be there. Whatever the shape name will be there, that will be taken.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and it is always recommended to give a display name because you will be the developer, though you leave, somebody else should be able to understand the code, right? Whatever
Yeah.
is happening there. So you have to always give a display name. Okay.
Okay.
Scroll down, Shakti. Now I'll be explaining the processing steps. You have like many steps inside this processing.
Mm.
First one is search or replace. Okay, I mean sorry, base 64 drop down. Open the drop down in processing step. Yeah, see, you can perform so many operations on one document.
Okay.
Okay, you can either perform all these operations on one document by clicking plus symbol. You can select one processing step in one data process properties.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, click 1+1. Yeah, see, first one is you're searching and replacing. Like that, you can add a number of data process properties.
Okay.
Okay, you see, for example, you have set first no wait change this to some other thing. Search or replace. There are two: search or replace. Change another thing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, see, for example, now you are passing a data. Okay, so
Okay.
this data process step, what is the first processing step here?
It's search and
Yeah.
replace.
Yeah, you are searching and replacing it. What you want to search, click on that search and replace. Yeah, see, it is automatic. When you click on search and replace, it is automatically taking to text to file. Now come to base 64 encode. See, the options are different here
Mm.
for base 64. See, after base 64 decode, come to that. See, here it is different. Like that, for each property shape, it is given by itself only.
Okay.
See, decode, you need not set any let's say any steps. We are just selecting base 64 decode. Whatever data is coming to that will be decoded. Okay.
Okay.
Now come to, so what is, see, let me explain you what is search. First we'll come with base 64 decode. Okay,
Okay.
what is it doing is, it is whatever the incoming code is there. Like say for example, you are passing one document through this, the source team have encoded it. Okay,
Okay.
and for the security reasons.
Okay.
Okay, that will be decoded here and processed to the next step. Okay, as the output. Okay, now say you are encoding it. Now say some source is placing the file, like that only, no encryption is done. Okay, at
Okay.
that time the client wants that to be encoded. Okay, that time you know about this, right? Base 64 decode and encode.
Yeah, yeah, Shikha, I have heard, but I haven't
Yeah,
worked.
you are aware of that, right? Yeah, like it is encoding and decoding technique using the ASCII value
Yeah, yeah, Shikha.
from binary data to ASCII value.
That's true. Yeah, Chaitra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the American standard something is there for that,
Mm.
for ASCII. I don't remember that properly. Yeah. American Standard Information Interchange, I guess. Yeah.
Mm.
From binary data is converted to this ASCII value.
Okay.
Okay. That is that. Vice versa. For decoding, it is converting binary data to ASCII value. For encoding, it is converting ASCII value to binary data.
Okay.
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 So that will be, I mean, that is very tough to decrypt.
Mm-hmm.
For whoever, for us it is easy because we know we will have this decode and encode option. If somebody else, let's say some hacking is being done, at that time data cannot be stealed easily while using this base 64 decode and encode.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
next option we have character decode. Okay, select scroll down that. Character decode. Yeah. What this character decode is this? It is decoding the document data. Let's say, for example, from the selected character set. Let's say, for example, you will be setting it as character set will be like UTF-8 -8. You know the character set, right? US ASCII, the basic
UTF-8.
Latin to ISO, yeah, 8-bit UCS transformation and 16-bit UCS transformation format.
Yeah, Chetra.
Yeah, you are aware of that, right? The character sets.
Yeah.
Like that, you can specify any character set. See, system default is typically UTF-8.
8. Okay.
If you are not giving anything, system default is that. If you are receiving in some other format from source, let's say for example you have I'm not specifying like a particular character set, like there are many characters like the UTF-16, UTF-8, UTF ISO 559 and US ASCII. Like that, many character sets are there. You play around that. Okay, like that you have many character set, and that character set will be decoded from one character set to another character set. Whatever is specified, that character sets will be decoded. Okay. The system default is always UTF-8. Okay. Yeah. And also you can use any standard Java platform character sets. Okay. Java platform character sets only can be used, not C or C++ will work. Always Java platform only will work. Okay. And yeah, these character sets are also atom dependent. Okay, if you are doing it in dev atom, few character sets might support. If you are doing it in prod atom, few character sets might depend. Okay, it is dependent on atoms.
Okay.
Which atom you are setting the character set. Okay, character encode is vice versa. If you are receiving the document from something, I mean, if you are receiving the document in some other set, it is encoding the document. I mean, system default. See, for character decode, you have options. For character encode, you don't have options because system default is UTF-8. Okay. Whatever the specified set character set you are receiving from, it will be converted to UTF-8. Okay. Yeah. And one next option, character encode and decode, you are clear, right? Yeah, see, you have these many character sets, Java standard character sets, US ASCII, ISO 8859, UTF-8. Okay. Those are supported by runtime. Okay. Got it, Shakti? Any doubts on this forum? Okay. Now let's move to combined documents. See, what this combined documents option is doing is, scroll down, you will get to know. Scroll down the top menu, processing step menu. No, the processing step, change from character encode to combined documents. Okay, you'll add one more step, that is also fine. Yeah. What this combined documents is doing is, it is combining as the name only says, it is combining multiple documents into single document. Okay. Okay, let's say for example, you are using a route shape or branch shape. For example, any other shape for that matter, you are getting 2 or 3 documents as the output from one shape. Okay. 5 documents as output from the previous shape what you have used, previous shape of this data process shape. Okay, you are getting 5 outputs, 5 documents as output from that shape. Okay, what it is doing is, each document is appended one after the other. Okay, which document you are getting, let's say for example from branch shape you are getting let's say in process in the try catch shape you are getting both the true block and try block and catch block output you are getting. You want to combine that both and send it to some path. Okay, for future reference or example you can take you can yeah, you can combine those documents. What it is doing is, which document you are receiving first to this data process shape, that will be appended one after the other. Okay, first we'll say first and second. What happened?
The skin got locked.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it is combining one after the other. It is just adding one document of the data inside the document is taken and combined into single document. Okay, you can you can combine multiple documents from start shape also. Okay, start shapes connected there. You can let's say for example your source is placing n number of documents there only. Okay, right after start shape also you can use this data process shape to combine all the documents inside the source. Okay, as I have already mentioned, Boomi will support only for flat file, XML, JSON, and EDI, like that. Only those data formats, I mean document formats, will be supported in this Boomi. Okay, so when you are combining documents, all flat files or all XML files or JSON files, that will be which type of profile you have to select. If you are selecting none in the profile type, the documents are combined without any regard of the internal, whatever the internal structure of the document might be, it is combining. Okay, here you are specifying it is a flat file or it is a JSON file or it is a XML file. If you are giving it as none, no profile option will be taken. Okay, it is combined without any internal structure. However, that document internal structure might be, without any regards, it is combining. Okay, and hello.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I mean, are you getting what I'm telling, or
Yeah, sure.
do I want to repeat? Should I repeat?
No, Chitra, we are good.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, these are the four options inside the profile type for the combining documents. Okay. And the below option is like free form header. It is to combine options. What you want the header to be, what you want the footer of the document should be. You can customize, or else if you leave it empty, that's not a problem, because whatever is inside the document, that only will be processed. Okay, if you don't want it to add any options, you need not add any options. It will be like taken, whatever is inside the document, it will not disturb that. If you're adding the header and footer, that header and footer will be taken to that document. Okay,
We can add something.
yeah, for header and footer you can add. If you're not adding anything, it will not disturb anything inside the document. It will be processed however the source team has sent it. Okay,
Usually in real time, how will you be?
sorry.
I mean, in real time, how you will be doing this?
That is on client specifications. If you want the, for example, I have worked on integration, like client wanted the today's date to be appended. Okay, like, oh no, not today's, like the what do we call that, set of thing. What, let's say for example, we are moving something to JDE or the accounts team. Okay, we are appending a process through ESB, like that. Something header should be added, like that. Client will give you specifications, that header and footer can be added. Okay, or else see below you have options also. Retain first line of the document. Whatever the data is inside the first line, you can retain that as a column headers, or remove the first line as column headers, like that. You can play around that options.
But we can't
In,
play with the data, but we can set something.
yeah, header and footer you can set inside the document. This data process properties shape is used to manipulate the data also. Whatever inside the document, that also can be manipulated. Okay, unless your client is not, I mean, client doesn't want that to be disturbed, you're not adding this data process shape. Okay, if your client wants that data to be manipulated or changed, only then you are using this data process shape, or else this data process shape is not coming into the picture. Okay, next is custom scripting. Okay, what is this custom scripting performing is, it is performing special processing requirements. Whatever you can see, like open that custom, yeah, there you can write the inline script. Okay, you can select the language whichever you want. Okay, Groovy 1.5, Groovy 2.4, and JavaScript. You have 3 languages. You can select anyone, and you can write the inline script. Okay, click on edit script. Yeah, you can write the script here. Okay, according whatever scripting you are doing here, according to that, the data or the document will be processed. Okay. Okay, yeah, custom script can be inserted. Whatever script you want, it can be inserted here, and you can run that and say, okay, that script will be added there. And whatever document that is passing through this data process shape and this property set, it is passing through. Whatever code you have written, according to that code, the data will be manipulated. Okay, for that document. You no need to compile because it is always ready to execute when you save the process. Okay, you no need to compile, and you have to, if you want to check the compile, I mean, if you have to compile this code, you have to do it outside only. Here you can't compile and all. Okay, if you are just clicking on OK, it is ready to execute. Okay, and next is like search or replace. Okay, what is this search or replace is doing is it is using regular expressions to search the document. Okay, for example, specific characters or specific strings, whatever you are mentioning. See, in text to find shape, you can mention anything you want. Let's say, for example, in the document, you have to remove all the certain string or certain characters should be removed. Enter that characters here in the text to find block. Okay. Let's enter Shakti only. Okay, and you want to replace that with, it's same as you do with Notepad and Excel and all, right? Search and replace. The same action will be performed here. Okay. If there is no text like that inside the document, no operations will be performed. Okay, only if that this data processing property, whatever the document is flowing through this property, if that document contains the word Shakti inside that, only then that will be replaced with Dhoni. Okay, if not, no action will be performed. Even though in that search you have, see, many options. Entire document at once. See, if it is large, there only they have mentioned not recommended for large document. If it is like file size is like more than 10 MB, the runtime will be more for that. Okay. See, they have mentioned to run as 4 MB document, roughly 16 MB of pre-memory should be required. Okay. If you are searching entire document at once, sometimes there might cause a failure because of the runtime. It might take too much time to search the entire document for the word Shakti, and the process might get failed. There are chances. Okay, if there is a huge file, the chances are very high that the process will get failed. The entire process will get failed at that time. Okay, it will be entered into the catch block. So to avoid that, we are not recommending this step. Okay, this search step. You can usually do incrementally line by line or incrementally by a specified number of characters. You are setting it as 1024 characters there. So it will search. First option is incrementally line by line. It will go line by line. Okay, it will not jump like from after completing one line, after complete search of one line, if in that line if there is anything, it will be changed. If not, it will be moved to the next line. Like that, it will complete how many ever lines are there, that many lines, single line by line it will be done. Okay, next is that you can specify the characters here from 4 to 1024. If the default is like 1024. Okay, those many characters at once it will be searching. Okay, inside the document, let's say for example you have 2500 characters. Okay, 1024 at once. All the 1024 at once, it will search for Shakti. If found, it will be replaced with Dhoni. Okay. Any doubts until now, Shakti? Until this search or replace?
No, sir. Okay.
Okay. And yeah, see what this search option is doing. How does this work is, it is loading the entire document, okay, and splitting the document, two copies of document into the memory at the same time, okay. Uh, see, oh, let's say for example, there is Shakti 1 file and Shakti 2 file. Okay, it will create once one document from output, one document might be loaded, but still this search and replace, what it is doing is, it is the input, whatever the output of the previous shape, that is taken as input for the shape, and it create one more document, I mean temporary document inside this, and it is finding the Shakti word and replacing it with Dhoni, right? That data will be loaded into another file. Okay, the same, how to tell you, the same input file which is given to the data process will not be coming as output. Okay, it will create one more document, and whatever uh, is whatever edits you are doing inside this data process properties, that edits are done and loaded into another document. Okay, like it will be having two documents at a time in the memory lane. Okay, two copies of the document. One copy is the original copy, and the other copy is like the edited copy of this original. Okay. Yeah. Say, let's say for example, you are doing 4 MB of changes. Okay. That time it has two documents, right? So you want double the memory to process. Only then the search or replace step is working. Okay. They have mentioned there, right? 4 MB of document should be 16 MB of memory to run. Okay. No, not there in the large document. Yeah, a 4 MB document requires roughly 16 MB of memory. Okay, if you are processing large documents at that time, this would be a problem. That is why this step is not recommended. This search or replace step is creating two documents. One is the original and the other one is the edited copy. Okay, the edited copy will be given as output. So two documents it is processing at once, so it needs double the memory. Okay. And next is split documents. Yeah. See, it is vice versa for combined documents. Okay. In combined documents, it is combining the documents. In split documents, it is splitting one single document into how many were multiple documents. Okay. Let's say for example, line, it is always splitting the documents line by line. Okay. Let's say for example, you have 50 lines in one document. It will be if you are not specifying anything, it will be splitting by line. Okay, each line from the document will be taken and new document will be created. Okay, if you are splitting by the profile, whatever the profile element value you have set, according to that, that will be splitted. Just a minute, Shakti, I'll have some water. Okay, that it is either, I mean, the splitting of documents is either line by line or by profile element value. Okay, let's say when you're working, like what is the batch count is there, is that it is you are setting the batch count for that, how many batches should be. Let's say for example, you are specifying the number of lines. Let's say for example, you are doing it line by line, and you want 5 lines to be in one document and next 5 lines in one document. Okay, that time you are specifying the batch count. Okay, If you are not setting anything, the default is like set to 1. Okay, it will be doing no, this doesn't work when you select split by profile. If you are selecting split by line,
It works.
that time you have to give the batch count, how many lines from that original document should be taken and created as and splitted into another document. Okay, let's say for example you are selecting here 5 or 6. Okay, 5 lines from that original document will be taken and created it as new document.
Okay, so
Okay,
there's
yeah,
50 lines in one document and it will be split into 10 documents.
no. Each 5 lines will be segregated and split it into how many ever documents it will happen, that many. If last there are left by 2 or 3, those 3 will be separated into another document.
Okay.
Okay, it is like that. Splitting documents. Okay, if you are splitting it by profile, or whatever your profile element value, like you are creating a profile and saving it in the component library, right? Whatever you are configured in that profile type, that way the data will be split. Okay. Yeah, here also you have flat file, XML, JSON, and EDI. Okay, those are the options supported by Dell Boomi, and you have them only. Okay, EDI, flat file, and JSON. Okay, see, when you are selecting the in split options, when you are selecting split by profile, then profile type should always be EDI. Okay, and yeah, here also you have headers options. Remove first.
EDA.
Yeah, EDI. Okay, you can choose the profile from the component library, or you can create a new profile by clicking plus symbol here. Okay, you can create a new profile or import a profile from library, or you can create your own profile. Okay, whatever steps you are adding in here, that way the document will be processed. Okay, next is map JSON to multi-part from data mine. Okay, what this map JSON and to multi-part from data mine is doing is, are you aware of data mine? Like multi-purpose internet mail extensions. Okay, what it is it is an extension of SMTP protocol, email protocol. SMTP, you're aware of it. We use this SMTP to send emails, right? The same way it is extension for that SMTP. Okay, it is letting, it will let the users, whoever is using this data mine, it will let them to exchange the data, like same as email. Okay, it is extension for that email. And what this map JSON to multi-part data is doing is, it is converting an input JSON, whatever the JSON document you are, let's say for example, you are getting output from this previous past JSON document, okay, containing simple form of data, and that file attachments is converted into mine document. Okay. Hello.
Yes, yes, sir. Able to hear.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it is converting the input JSON document into simple form of data, whatever it is coming, and converting that into mine document. If JSON document contains like file attachments like that and all, you have to specify the appropriate document cache and cache index to retrieve the file attachments. Okay. Yeah, and document cache you have to select it. What the document? Yeah, it is. So you have to choose or if you don't choose anything, you have to create a document cache. Okay, there it is. Data will be storing. I'll share you an example of that JSON document and how it is converted to JSON multipart. Okay, that example I have. I'll share you after this class.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And next option is map multipart data from MIME to multipart data MIME from JSON. Okay, it is doing vice versa. Whatever was doing in that shape, it is doing vice versa. From that to this will be converted. Okay, it is converting whatever the input MIME data, like say for example from mail you are getting, that will be converted into a single JSON document. Okay. And yeah, next step is PGP encryption. Okay, see if you want the file to be encrypted, secure, sent to the sent in the secure manner, then you are encrypting the file. Okay, you can add. I mean, this encrypting certificate will be there only if the destination end adding this certificate, then it will be able to decrypt at their end. Okay. So if you're selecting processing step as PGP encrypt and security step, you have three options: encrypt, sign, and sign in and encrypt. Okay. Here, if you are setting encrypt, only encryption will be done. Okay. If they have that encrypting certificate, they can decrypt at the destination end. Okay. If you're selecting sign, they have to like login information will be taken. If the login information is correct, then that will be the document will be open for them. Okay. If you're selecting sign and encrypt, okay, they have to sign in with certain user ID. Uh, okay, certain user ID will be yeah, for sign you are only signing in. That certificate should be given. Certificates are usually given by clients only. Okay, it should be loaded into Boomi and there you can access that. Okay, sign and encrypt, they have to sign in. You have to add sign in certificate also and encryption also. Okay, you have to add both the certificates. If both the certificates are present at destination end, only then they will be able to decrypt this file, whatever you are sending. Okay, this is like high-end security system. Okay. And connector, that is optional. If you want to add any connector, open PGP decrypt, encrypt only. Yeah, connectors are like optional. You can add disk FTP, SFTP, JMS, or email, or any connectors you want. Okay. And next will be PGP decrypt. Okay, it is doing vice versa. Whatever, let's say for example, the source is sending encrypted file, you have to decrypt this file and send it to destination. At that time, source will be giving you the certificates they have used. Okay. That certificates you have to add it here. You have to previously load it into Boomi and you have to create a like component like profile you have to create and you have to choose it here. Okay. The decrypting, if they have selected sign in and sign and encrypt, only then you will have these two options: decrypting certificate and signing certificate. Okay, if they have selected only let's say source have selected only sign, then you will have signing certificate. If they have selected only encrypt, you will have decrypting certificate only. Okay, it's vice versa. Whatever you're doing in PGP encryption, if the source have followed that steps, you have to follow these steps to decrypt. Okay, again, this connector is optional. You can add either any connector to store the decrypted contents file. Okay. And yeah, next is XLST transformation. Okay, this XLST transformation allows, it transforms and process and input XML document, okay, into another XML document using XLST style sheet. Okay, I'll come to that XLST Groovy script and all later. Okay, it is doing this step. Okay, what it is doing is it will browse for XLST and style sheet component that is like available to reuse, and that it will be creating another style sheet and loading that data from XML document to another XML document. Okay, let's say for example you are getting the data in certain style. Okay, that style should be changed. Again, it should be done as XML step only. XML document only should be there. No document change should be done. Only the data inside the document style should be changed. Okay, that way you can use as XLST transformation. Okay. For XLST transformation, you can write your custom script using Groovy script and load that into Boomi and choose it here as XLST style sheet.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Next is zip files. Okay. Let's say for example you have many documents coming and it is using WinZip compression format. Okay. Whatever the data incoming to this data process shape, that will be zipped using WinZip compression format. Okay. The zip documents will be passed through this data process shape, and whatever the next step of this data process shape is there, it will be moved to that shape. Okay. See, in process type of processing step, you are selecting zip and connector name. Again, it's optional. So you can use. Sorry.
2 minutes, my manager is called.
Okay. Yeah, zipping it is zipping the data, whatever the document which is getting in the WinZip compression format. Okay, and connector is again, it's optional in this. If you want the data to be loaded, into any connector, then you can add the connector here. Okay. And next is unzip. It is vice versa for zipping. Whatever the incoming data from the previous shape, the previous shape's output is taken as this shape's input, right? That data will be taken and again unzipped in the same WinZip compression format and processed into the next shape. Whatever you are adding after this data process properties, data process shape, that will be sent as output.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, last option is unzip. That is what I was talking about.
About that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. These are the options. These are the data manipulations you can do in Dell Boomi. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want anything else other than this to be done, you have to use custom scripting and do your own script. Okay. You can write it in Groovy script or JavaScript.
Okay.
Whatever else, anything other than this option, these are default, inbuilt options. If you want anything to be edited or manipulated or changed, you should write a script on your own. And yeah, after writing script, I have to tell you one more thing. After writing script, you can create it as components so that you can use the same script in any other process.
Okay.
Okay, it will be saved in components library. From there, you can select.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, anything else with this data process shape?
No, Chetra. Only thing is you have to send a screenshot, JSON document capture thing.
Yeah, I'll send a screenshot of that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is about data process shape, and that is how the document flow will be through this data process.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Shakti. Any doubts?
No, Chetra.
Okay. See, if you are adding data process shape next to the as soon as the start shape is over, what it is doing it in source. If you have many documents, if you have to combine it or split it, any example, the source document only you have to do edits. There you can add data process. Okay. Yeah, this shape is not like you have to add it here only, like try catch block. You are not supposed, you have to add it there only, here only. No regulations are there for this.
Okay.
You can add it wherever the data should be. You feel the data should be manipulated there and all, you can use this data process shape.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Shakti. Yeah, are we good to close the session for today?
Yeah, Kshetra.
Any other doubts?
No, Kshetra.
Okay. Yeah, I'll share this screenshot as soon as after the call.
Okay.
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 Yeah, thank you, Shakti. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
XLST will do is like a language. Okay, it is like a language for transforming those XML documents to into human readable format such as HTML. See, HTML is human readable. So when XML is there, it is not human readable. We can't understand what is that. It is like line wise, and it is just a structure of the document. Okay. This XLST helps to convert that, transform that XML document into human readable format. For example, you are doing a front end using HTML, okay? That is not, that is not user friendly. So that you are using CSS to display that in a neat way. The
Okay.
same way to display XML document, you use XLST.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, 2 days back I sent you an article. Did you go through that
You
in
mean
WhatsApp?
no problem, Kshetra.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll explain you. Open that document, article. Yeah. So this is just an example how to convert XML documents using Groovy script. Okay. I am trying to explain this XLST concept here. Okay. I have taken this as an example.
Okay.
Inside Boomi documentations only.
Okay.
Okay. Like this, Shakti, rather than I giving you notes, there are documentations of everything here. Okay. You can search and find documentations of any concept you want to go through in Boomi.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What is this XLST doing is it is giving a display shape to that XML document, how it should be displayed. Okay. How you can do this is like you can use a data process shape I showed you, right? In data process shape, you have option called Groovy script
Yeah. Yeah.
last class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There, what you do is you write a script in a document and convert that, use that script into a data process shape. Okay, custom scripting step you have to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, click at this and drag a data process shape. Add a step there. Yeah, there you say custom scripting. Okay, yeah, you can either create a component with that document, or you can inline script you can do. Okay, no, above you have two options, right? Process script component and inline script.
Okay.
Okay, you have two. This thing, if you choose this process script component, you have to write a code in the XML, convert that into XML document and create it as a component. And in another service, you have to create it as a component and store it in the component explorer. And then in this tab, you have to choose that.
Okay.
Select that here there. Okay, or else you can click on plus symbol there and write a create a process here only.
Okay.
In inline script, you have to write the script there only.
Okay.
Okay. So what it is, this step, what it is doing is it is converting a source document. Let's say, for example, you have a source XML database, okay, document, where it is converting that into using XLST style sheet, it is converting that into and storing it to the destination directory wherever you want. Okay.
Okay.
That is the use of XLST. It is designing the document, XML document. Okay, XML document will not be in readable format. It will be line by line, and it is not human readable format. So this XLST is used to convert that XML document and giving that a definition, like certain shapes and display module will be uploaded to that. Okay. And yeah, here what they are doing is they have taken, okay, this style sheet. Okay, this I have told you, right? In custom library, do you remember that session? In custom library, we upload a file, jar files.
Yeah, Kshetra.
Last two class before, I guess I have
Yeah.
told you
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
custom
Yeah.
libraries. Yeah, there what we do is we write a Groovy script and upload that as a jar file into the custom library. Okay, here this is an example they are showing. They have given you a section. From here you download a jar file required for this action. Okay, with regards to however your client is giving that you have to write script. This is just for an example. I'm showing you. Okay, here in this saxon.sourceforge.net, you will get the pre-written codes. Okay, what this is like a library. There you download it and upload it to the your atom in the custom libraries. Okay, what it is doing in that they have scroll up, not to first start of the document. Yeah, here they have given you saxon 9he boomi.zip. Okay, this is a zip file where the actions and all are written in a groovy script. Okay, using this document, you are uploading this document to your custom libraries and bringing that custom library in your process and doing the actions whatever mentioned in this zip file. Okay, so first you know how to upload a custom library. Like you have to upload a file. I mean, it should be in .jar file or .zip file, and it should be Java readable. So always custom libraries which you are using in Boomi should be Java readable. Okay, Java versions only should be there because any other language will not be supported by Boomi. Okay, so this saxon he file, what they are doing, they are uploading into the custom library, to our custom libraries. Okay, and then coming back to build tab, what they are doing is they are creating a new custom library component. Okay, they are creating a new component and they have configuring that component as scripting. They are giving name for that library type as scripting. Okay, and they are including the jar file what they have downloaded into that libraries. Okay, and come to this build tab. I'll show you how to do that also. Build tab, build tab. Boomi build, yeah. So how do you upload a custom library file, Takti?
You mean Chaitra? The custom library should be happened with routines.
Yeah, I didn't get what you're asking.
Custom library, I mean, library should be. You're asking custom library, right?
Yeah, the custom library. I showed you last, I mean,
Putty
last two
with
classes before.
putty.
There we go to, sorry?
You mean like settings and account?
Yeah. Below that, yeah. Yeah, okay. What they are doing is they are downloading that saxon.he file, whatever they have mentioned there, that file, they are uploading that file here. Okay, that's saxon.he file.
Okay.
And after uploading it here, you will get that file in your account library that will be accessible to your atom. Okay, from again, what they are doing is they are going to the build tab and creating a new custom library component. Okay, got it now. Did you understand what I was trying to tell you? Yeah, okay, they are creating a new component with that, using that custom library what you have uploaded to your library. Using that, they are creating a new custom library component.
Okay.
And they are configuring it, I mean naming it as scripting file and including the jar files in that account library. In this account library what you are uploaded, that will be used there. Come to in build tab only. No, not that. Build tab in Boomi.
Yeah.
Instead of going back to home and coming again back to integration, you can directly choose under services tab. You can directly choose integration. Under services tab, you can directly choose integration. Okay. Okay, here what they are doing is they are using a data process shape and calling that a library file and creating this one as a component. Okay.
Okay.
custom library component. You can search in connectors. Connectors. Yeah, drag that one. Okay, here in custom scripting you can use that jar file. Okay, and again they are deploying this separate, I mean this service as separately. Okay, because why we deploy always this custom scripted file separately, because if you deploy inside the process, so you will not be able to use only that component to other processes. So if you are deploying this custom library component what you have created separately, you can use that in any other process. Okay.
Okay.
After deploying, there I mean, come to that tab only, the article tab. Okay, see, after deploying, they are making that show in the custom library component. Left side, you have this, and this is the oldest screenshot. Now they have updated Boomi account. Previously, it used to look like this. So, under your name, like you have created a folder Shakti. After deploying, there it will be like XLST script.
Okay.
Okay. This is the script they have mentioned below. If you are aware of this XML, so you can go through this, how this styling is done for the XML document. Okay, like this, you can write your own script, like how your XML document should be displayed. You can write your own script and create that as a jar file. I mean, it should always be Java readable file, and upload it to your custom libraries, and use that custom library in your build tab and convert that XML document. Okay. This is about the Groovy scripting. Basically, XLST is like a style sheet for the XML document. Okay. To be more clear, it is like, let's say you are doing some front-end development. Okay, they have added only the the options on that front-end table, like coloring of that, placing of that is all done with CSS, right? The cascading style sheets or JavaScript. The same way, to convert any XML document, I mean to style any XML document, this XLST transformation is used inside Boomi. Okay, any doubts, Shakti, with this XLST?
I mean, like in real time, this kind of recognition.
Sorry?
I mean, in real time.
Yeah, I'm telling you, right? If the client is giving you some XLST for, I mean XML document, they are passing the XLS document from XML document from source.
Okay.
If client wants that to be converted into human readable format, let's say, let me give you an example of a file where you are not able to read anything. It is all like line by line. It will be there, the dates, the contents, or everything will be in a. For example, how to tell you? Haven't you seen this data from passing through any integrations like before?
Not yet.
Okay, see, now let's take this sheet on this tab only as example. See, you are able to read this. The script converts source XML document data based on external, like that you can read it and understand. But in integrations, few sources, I mean only few sources, what they are given is they'll give you everything in a single line. Okay, after line by line, everything will be jumbled. No comma, no full stop, no exclamatory mark, nothing will be there. Okay, that is not understandable or human readable. Okay, some symbols will be used like dollar symbols, hash symbols and all. Those dollar symbols also will have some information. Okay, that time what you are doing is taking the source XML document from that source and using this custom scripting or Groovy script and converting that XML document and converting that into human readable format. Okay, when destination is when destination receive that file and they open that file, they'll be able to read. Let's say, for example, Shakti has bought this much products from this kind of shop. Okay, let's say newspaper agency only. See, this particular magazine has sold to these many numbers. They are from these many locations, like that. So much of data will be stored in one document only. In let's say my real time example, how I have used this. I work for a newspaper agency where the magazines are sold. Okay, they'll add all the data into one single sheet. Source will add all the data. Let's say this is the customer name at this particular of time they have taken, and this many copies of magazine they have taken, and this much amount of rupees they have paid, and this is the balance they have returned. Like that, everything will be. These many people have subscribed for monthly magazines. Like they'll be receiving the magazine monthly on monthly basis. They have subscribed on weekly basis, like that. So much of data will be there, Shakti. Okay, that and all will not be in readable format because everything will be in single line and combined. Okay, you will not understand what is name in that, what is subscription ID in that, what is transaction ID. No, you will not be able to understand from that XML document. Okay, if possible, I'll send you an example how that XML document looks. Okay, I'll try to find in my system only.
Chaitra, and one more thing. In last class, you told like you'll be sending JSON document caches.
Sorry?
In last class, you told like you'll be sending JSON document caches.
JSON document.
Yeah.
JSON document. I think I've sent you a picture of that.
No, Chaitra. No, Chaitra. You told like you'll be sending after this class, but
Okay, I'll try to find and say it. Okay, I forgot. I totally. Thanks for remembering. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, see, open search for XML. Yeah, see how the data is loaded.
okay.
See, you'll not be able to understand. So what that XLST is doing is, however you are writing the XLST, that way this data will be taken. Say this is name, that will be taken and created into columns or rows, and it will be in a human readable format.
Okay.
This data will be collected and converted into, this is just an basic. Okay, like this you will have n number of entries in one single shop. For example, you will have like 1,000 to 2,000 entries of daily data collection. See, here you have something called Kamala G1 subject 84 marks, 95 marks, like that. You will have so much inside a XML document. Using XLST, you're converting this XML document into human readable format. Let's say, for example, you want all this data into a table in rows and columns ways. Like that, you can write the script to convert this data.
Okay.
Okay, it will be converted into rows and columns. Like say, name will be written in a single column, marks of this particular subject, marks of this particular subject, and gradings of those students. Okay, everything in a table you want. That time you are using this conversion XLST script. Okay, you are using through a data process shape. From data process shape, you are receiving it in XML document and writing as say select option as custom scripting, and then you are converting the whatever the script you have written inside XLST transformation. I mean the Groovy script. That way, the XML document will be converted and sent to the this destination.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else with this XLST transformation?
No, Chaitra.
Okay.
I'm aware of XML document.
Okay. Yeah, that's very cool then. Yeah, to style that sheet, they will be using this XLST transformation.
Okay.
if you are aware of this CSS, how that CSS does, the same way this XLST also is doing. The cascading style sheets.
Yeah.
You know that? Yeah, in Java, JavaScript, and in HTML. The same way this XLST is doing for only XML documents.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Okay. Next,
basically
let's
it's
move on
designing
to.
XML document.
Sorry.
Basically, it's designing XML document.
Yeah, yeah. The defining the structure and shape of this XML document.
Okay.
Display structure, basically.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Anything? Any questions on this?
No, sir.
Okay. Then let's move on to API topic. Okay. Have you heard of API or worked on API any time?
No, sir. But I had about it. I mean,
Okay. What do you think? What does it do? What does API do?
it's a programming application. API is like application programming. Okay. So,
Yeah.
I-
Sorry, Shakti, your voice is not audible. It's breaking.
is it fine now, Chetan?
Yeah, it's fine now.
I mean, we have to suppose if we request something, we'll get back the response, kind of thing like Chetan.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
response kind of. So
yeah,
once we hit
correct.
something, it will be bounced back with the response.
Yeah, correct. We are sending the request and receiving the response. Okay. What is this API is? API is like application, as you said, it's application programming interface. What it is doing is it is acting as an interface between the source and the client.
Okay.
Let's say you want a information from client, so you are sending the request from your end to the client end, and from client end you are again receiving the response for that request, and that will be loaded into your service, whatever it is. You are getting the information from the client. Okay.
Okay.
Let's for example, you are connecting to, say, let's say you are using some apps like Flipkart or something. So you're clicking on that and placing orders. For every click, what you do, like not only Flipkart, for any app, for Boomi also, you take for every click, you are getting, let's say in WhatsApp only, you are clicking on my name. Let's say to chat with me, you are clicking on my name. Okay, that is also an API call. Okay,
Oh,
it is
okay.
sending in backend, it is acting as a calls. Okay, we call it as API calls.
Okay.
Okay, it is like request and response format.
Okay.
It is sending a request and we are receiving the response.
Okay.
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Exactly. In database, it will search for not only database, whatever client server model they have bought. From there, you are receiving the data. Okay.
Okay.
And in API, you have API headers and API keys and proxies and service components, process components, like that. You have many things. I'll go on explaining when that topic comes. Okay. Yeah. So what this API, for example, in real time in this enterprise, let's say you're working for an organization, how that API is helping you in this organization is that, let's say you are connecting to Salesforce using a connector. Okay. The Salesforce doesn't directly get to know that you are wanting something like this. This data is needed for you, and that will not let you. Okay, you have to make a request, and that as a response to that request, they are sending you the information. Right. That in that cases, API is most used in the enterprises. Okay. So, I mean, it is very important to, I mean, if you are doing some API calls, it is very important to secure the data and add a firewall. Okay, you can access the data outside the organization also by using this API calls. Okay, just you take the database which you want to access and send the API call to that. If you are I mean, if it is accessible for your organization, then the response will be sent to that API call. If not, that API call will be rejected. Okay. If you are using an API, it is very important to secure the data, because there might be any kind of data which you are exposing in that API call. let's say your personal information might be there, some customers personal information might be there, or sensitive information might be there. So you should always be aware what API calls you are making and how is that secured. Okay, because if once the data breach happened, because you are sending it outside, the API calls are sending it might be outside of your organization also. So the firewall will be break and moved outside of the API call will be moved out of the organization to receive the response. Okay, in that cases there is a lot of chances for the data breaching. Okay, you should be very careful. Security is must when you are using API calls. And next, yeah, to manage API, first thing is to create API calls inside Boomi. First thing is that you should have access to the atom which you are using or the molecule which you are using in the environment which you are using must have access to the API management. Okay, only then you will be able to use that. Like say you have a gateway for that and it is only in readable format, or you can only see that, and you cannot create API calls. At that time, if you don't have access, you cannot access the atom which you have installed, or the organization, let's say organization which atom, because you will not create any atoms. The organization itself, the customer, the clients, however they ask, that name will be given, then that atom will be installed, right? That environment according to their namings only will be given. Let's say prod or test or dev atom or UAT, like that many atoms will be there. Okay, if that atom is accessible to make API calls, only then you will be able to create the API calls. Okay, yeah, I'll show you how to access API. Come to this build tab. Okay, in services, under services, API management. Okay, see here, whatever you are creating APIs there, API call, here you can see the deployed APIs and manage those APIs. Okay, click on that configure server. Yeah, see the gateways will be there, the authentication what you are using for that deployed APIs, that and all will be here. Okay, configure APIs and applications, you can configure however, at what time the API calls will be there. If you get any API calls, so in place of response, if this organization is receiving any API calls, that should be responded. All these things will be managed here. Okay, in this API call. How can you create a API call? You have to go to build tab now. Come to build tab. This is like API management tab. The calls made or the responses received, everything, the deployed APIs, what and all you have deployed, everything you can see here inside this API management. Okay. Yeah. See, anytime you are building a API call, it should be again separate process for that. Okay. The start shape should always be configured as web services. Open the configure for start shape. Yeah. In connector, it should always be web services connector. Search web service. Yeah. See, this is what you use for API calls, making API calls. We are creating this connector and choosing what operation should be there, and you can add the process for which this API call is made. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Yeah. So what this API call will do, it will, whatever the request you are placing to that particular organization, or but inside the organization only, what request you are placing, in response to that response will be given from that end, and that response will be taken as input for the next shape here. After this this API call, you will get this. Just a minute, Shakti.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I was getting a call continuously. Okay. Yeah. So what I mean, how do you use this API calls inside this integration is that you are configuring the start shape as web services. Okay, you are configure it as web services server, and then creating the process. Okay, click on OK here. Okay, see the start shape acts as a start of the API call. After this, whatever process that API call, I mean the data should be brought from this API call, that will be configured here. Okay, after this start shape, you should add the process as you do for all other processes. The same way you have to create a process. Okay, what data should be bought? Let's say, for example, you are making a API call to Salesforce connector. From there, you want some data. Okay, you will be adding Salesforce connector here. Okay, like that you are adding Salesforce connector and you are making an API call to the Salesforce connector, and then receiving a response from that a Salesforce connector only. That way you are creating this APIs. Now add one Salesforce connector only. In connectors, bring one Salesforce connector. Okay, yeah, you are selecting Salesforce connector here, and whatever connection you want, that will be made. From which table you want the data, all the things will be configured here. Either you can choose from the previously built connections, or you can create a new connections by clicking plus symbol there. And action you are getting always, I mean you are getting data, so you are clicking action will be get, and operation. Yeah, see here you can log into Salesforce and username and all will be there, and you can write the process further, like what data should be bought in the operations tab. Okay, in what you are writing in operations tab, after you're getting the data, how to load the data into the same process. Like see, previously what you are doing is you are continuing the process and sending the document to the destination and then adding a stop shape or the end shape. Okay, now this is an API call. So after receiving the data from Salesforce, what you want to do, you want to get back the data again into the same process. You have to load it here in the web services server. From there, this API call will be used in some other process. Okay, wherever it is required for that process, this API call will be used. So at that point of time, you are sending data nowhere. You are just receiving the API call, and sending the request and response will be done. So after this Salesforce connector, if that is the end of the process, if you want, I mean that calls data, whatever you are getting as a response, you can either do further configurations for that by adding any other shapes, or else you don't want any data modifications or the response modifications needs to be done. After immediately after Salesforce connector, you are adding a written document shape. Cancel this. Okay, see, you are starting it. It is an API call. Whenever you use web services server, it is like an API call, and you are adding a Salesforce connector to that to get the data. Okay, after getting the data, that data modifications, if you want to do that data modification process, you can add further shapes also.
Okay.
If not, what you can do is you can add a written document shape there. Okay, what that written document shape is doing, as I've already discussed regarding that, it will be sending the data back into the same process. The data will be returned back into the same process, and it will be stored here only. And in whichever process you are using this service as an API call, there it will be that written documents data will be there. No, that will be stored inside that the response what you have got, and the response will be taken into that process for further processing. Okay, this is how an API call basically works.
Okay.
Okay, and Yeah, whatever, I mean, when you're creating an API call, what are the main components and shapes, I mean, used to design this API call is always, I mean, web service connector. I have configured it in start shape, right? That web service connector is the main component, and return document shape. You should always use return document shape to API call, because the data will not be moved further to any destination. It should be stored there only and used wherever required in the process. Okay, and API service or API proxy will be there, proxy components that can be used like SOAP or REST. Are you aware of that? SOAP and REST? Yeah, yeah, that will be used, or all the three together. Okay, either you can use web services connector, server connector, and return documents, or all the three together. Okay.